knowledge fades away, but we rise together with Sensay today, capturing wisdom from hearts that inspire, building a future, lifting us higher. We're the dreamers, the seekers, the bold, turning stories to wisdom, forever to hold. Sensay, oh Sensay, we're transforming the night, knowledge to wisdom, with AI shining light. Together we soar, with our hearts unified. Sensay forever, our wisdom won't hide. From the spark of a mind to a legacy grand, we preserve every lesson across every land. With replicas of living, our voices will stay, empowering progress in every new day. We're the builders, the vision, the flame, carrying forward the wisdom we claim. Sensay, oh Sensay, we're transforming the night, knowledge to wisdom, with AI shining light. Together we soar, with our hearts unified. Sensay forever, our wisdom won't hide.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Dan Thompson, the CEO from Sensay, here with our latest community call. For those joining us for the first time, this is usually a weekly. We've been off for last week because of a team offsite in Serbia, which we'll talk a bit about later. But usually this is our opportunity for the community to understand what we've been up to, what's been happening, to ask any questions they want to myself or any of our guests that we bring on. And those questions can be posted on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on YouTube. We'll see them all, or in Telegram and Discord as well. And we will bring up the best questions at the end of today to answer whatever you most burning questions that you have about Sensay or the team. For those who are new joining us today at Sensay, Sensay is the world's most advanced personalized chatbot platform, where you can actually create hyper-personalized chatbots for your business, for yourself, as an extension of yourself to help you with sales or customer support or community management and engagement. You do this through hyper-personalized training by taking certain messages and aspects of personality and creating essentially a really intricate, advanced chatbot that has personality. And this can all be done in just a few minutes via our website. Our new training and onboarding and creation flow is super fast and easy for anyone to access and actually create a really high quality chatbot in just a few minutes. And this chatbot can then be deployed to your website, as I said, as like a sales tool or assistant, or for your communities, Discord, Telegram, and Twitter. So it can even post for you. So today we've got an exciting few things to go through, some recent updates, as well as a big special couple of guests from a big recent event that we ran, and we're very excited to bring them up a bit later. But first, I'm going to bring up a couple of our regulars from the team, Lars and Rupert, and just to give you a quick introduction. So I'll let you guys do your own for today.
It's great to be back, and it's been a little bit of a while. We missed everyone, especially last week, because we were all together. So we can bring you so much more now. I'm happy to be here back again, Dan and Rupert. It's lovely to see you both, even though we just seen each other last week.
Feels like forever ago. Oh no, still Rupert. Okay, I think Rupert's gonna have to come back in a little bit later when he's figured out the microphone. Rupert is our COO at Sensay, and has been joining us recently.
Dan, can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you now. Fantastic.
You there? You got. It wasn't my fault. I was muted by Kevin in the back end. Yeah, you can for those guys who can't see, the stream is controlled by another Sensei team member in the background. He's always pressing buttons, and he had muted my mic, and I had zero control over unmuting it myself. But I'm very pleased to be here, and I'm glad to be able to talk. Thanks for the nice intro. For those of you that haven't met me before, I rarely am on these things, but I was on a few months ago, I think, Lars. I'm Chief Ops over at Sensei. I am here really to help us find product market fit, which is the startup world term of just making sure that we're getting sales in and we're operating as efficiently as we can as a team. Yeah, ultimately as a business, that's what we want to be doing, right? So yeah, that's what I'm here to do. Very much enjoying it. Love doing offsites in the middle of Serbia with the guys, and even more excited to be on the call today, especially with what we've got coming up with the recent events.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a great place to start. Actually, we can chat a bit about the offsite. So for those who again don't know necessarily, we are a fully remote team, and details of this can be found on our website on our careers page, and you can find out about the company culture and who we are on the about page and get to know some of the team members a bit better. But we do a couple of offsites a year, and these are great opportunities for us to get together, get to have some FaceTime, get to meet the rest of the team, work together, and really just ship some products very, very fast, as well as help to realign, refocus, have the important conversations that you sometimes miss by being fully remote. And I mean, I guess you were both there, so I mean, what were your kind of key takeaways from the offsite this time?
I mean, I loved it. I enjoyed myself. Did you, Lars?
I did. There was a lot of brainstorming behind it, and a lot of new ideas coming through, and old ideas revamped and everything. The way everybody comes together and like everything you're missing sometimes to meet in person just came through.
What are I think? Sorry, to answer your question in terms of key takeaways, and certainly something that's on my plate to try and implement across the company. You'd think as an AI company that we would use every single AI tool under the sun in order to do our own job. And we do use a lot, right? It's the obvious thing to do right now, but we want to enhance ourselves and make sure that we're using around 80% or more of our daily actions are actually done through AI, so that we can speed ourselves up. So that's one of the exciting things that came away from the offsite that we're now implementing and making sure that everybody in the company is being as most efficient as possible. Yeah, I really liked that part of it out of it. What about you, Dan?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be a Sensei offsite, obviously, with a lot of progress and a lot of alignment, and the energy coming out the back of it has been fantastic. But it definitely wouldn't be a Sensei offsite without at least a couple of funny stories that came from it. And very luckily, one of those was revolving around our very dear friend Lars. And I'll let him tell it in his own words for the joy of the community.
So yes,
night number one, might I add, night one.
Yeah, first night. Do you want to add? I've been in Albania for 2 weeks at this time already. Been drinking for 2 weeks. So we go out to a lovely club. We had dinner, and Shane and Rupert start to making a bet. Like, you don't dare to go over to the table with 7 girls and 1 guy on it and get one of the girls over here.
I don't remember this sort of bet. Obviously, my memory of such scenarios would never happen at say 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Once we've had a little bit of alcohol.
So I go over there, and it turns out is one of the owners is the guy standing over there. So he starts pouring tequila on me. So when we go home, I can feel with the lovely roads in down there in Serbia, going home middle of the night, everything starts turning. So I thought, like, well, when I'm really drunk, I sleep in the shower at home. I did the same thing here. Difference is their drainage is not really made for it. So I ended up flooding my hotel room, the one down below, and the one next to mine by sleeping in the shower while the water running all night.
Yes, that was and I had the team come and wake me up very early in the morning to say this exact thing has happened, and I was like, "Where's Rupert? That sounds like an operational problem."
Shane was very happy looking at me in the morning.
my problem.
But at least Lars, you sold a chatbot in the process, so there is that.
True.
So every cloud tool. No, for me, really, it was incredible. I love getting to see the team, and it's really inspiring to see the incredible quality of the people we have in the team and the people around us. Their their talent, their work ethic, and just how good they are when they're online, but also just seeing it in person. And there's plenty of times where they had like downtime or like lunch or whatever else, and you see them still just talking work and working, and it really is incredible to see that kind of like level of participation in the company at all levels. And it left me completely, I guess, exhausted by the weekend. So it was, obviously a lot to think about, a lot to do. So very, very good fun, that one. So
well, thankfully you didn't have very much to do. You just had to take about 52 flights and go and see, every country under the sun pretty much in between now and then.
Well, that's true. And we did also, temporarily delegate to an alternative CEO for the week. So I think we'll probably bring that story up another time. Well, why not? My own personal funny story from the week of the offsite was that on the second night, I believe, I lost a game of a table game. Beer pong.
You lost beer pong.
It may or may not have been beer pong, and I think the consequence was losing my position for the week and having to delegate it off to one of our developers. And Matteo became the CEO for a week at the offsite, which
I think he's our longest team. He's our youngest team member.
One of the youngest team members, and one of the longest team members in the company. So he's been with us now for 2 years, and he did surprisingly an excellent job. He did very, very good for the week, and everyone was very impressed. So I'm sure one day he'll make an excellent CEO, and I'm sure he's watching this because he loves watching us talk, especially if it's about him. So we had a great week all around, very exciting, very great for the team, and just fantastic to actually have the opportunities to do this in these different places and have a bit of cultural experience to go along with it, if we can call going out in a Belgrade nightclub a bit of cultural experience. Yes, right, good. Moving on. So as a bit of a recap for where we've got to recently from where we came from. So as a lot of people know, when they look at the website, we talk a lot about replicas and the idea of creating virtual humans, and a lot of our media has previously been geared around that. But at the same time, we've always talked about focusing down and narrowing the scope on what we actually want to do. And this is something that is a challenge, because what we do build can be used for so many different things. So try and stay focused and aligned, and making sure we're really listening to customers is a top priority for us. And that's helped us to really narrow down in the recent weeks to super core messaging around these AI chatbots around that are powered by these incredible AI agents on the back end. It enables us to really focus our marketing and our business development on certain demographics and certain industries. And so we've really come a long way to actually enable us to really understand where the need is for what we're doing, and where the customers are, and how to reach them. And that's really starting to catch a bit of traction now, and really starting to accelerate, which is really fantastic to see everything now really working together, and actually enabling us to not get distracted by, I think, Rupert's favorite phrase, shiny object syndrome, and getting distracted by things that come along out of nowhere, usually my ideas, and actually focus on building things that have been validated by customer requests and sufficient customer requests. So we've come a really long way since then to get to these chatbots. But that said, we have had a very slight distraction this week, which is kind of one of those ideas that I had actually a few months ago that's kind of come to fruition now. And so in the community, you may have seen some of the recent press, or if you search for Sensay in the news the last couple of days, you will have seen that there's something called Sensay Island, which is an island I purchased in the Philippines to actually create an AI government to demonstrate how AI chatbots can work in unison together to actually create policy to manage something, which I guess when it's in the form of managing an island in its own sort of micronation is one, I guess, extreme. But this same principle could be used by governments, by companies to have an AI think tank that can, be based on certain personalities they would like to have in that think tank, and then to suggest advice that comes out of it, whether or not they take it or leave it. But yeah, I mean, guys, I don't know. Obviously, this kind of sprung up a bit out of nowhere because I kind of worked on this a bit by myself and put most of this together. So most of the teams really found this out of the news this week, which is quite funny. But do you guys have any particular impressions on the island so far? As you can see here, we got featured in Vice yesterday, which is a massive publication with I think 1.4 million viewers daily. So it's great for us and something that's fantastic for us to, and I'm sure we can share the link to it as well at some point. But yeah, guys, what were your impressions of Sensay Island?
I love it. I've always been a big fan of self-sovereignty anyway, and as you know, and the idea of actually utilizing it in a way to govern a country in a it's sort of pseudo unbiased fashion, I think is just a really good and interesting experiment. In particular, I'd like to come and see Sensay Island. That's the what I'm looking for. So is that where the next offsite is planning to be? Because we should probably get some GPS coordinates.
We should also bring some internet with us as well. I believe Lars will be the first one making the exploration out there to go and visit the island, and so we'll probably be there to go and visit the groundskeeper who's there right now, and go and get some photos and content from the island itself. So I think he'll be the first one out there, and we'll work towards doing an offsite there one day.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going down there. I'm traveling down to the Philippines on the 29th, about staying there 2 months. And I am going to figure out how to get out to Sensay Island, because that would be something else. Showing this is Sensay, this is AI, this is a government.
Sensay in real life.
We will make it happen. We'll get a flag for you, and you can go plant the flag.
I love it.
Just watch out for the Filipino Navy. Right, Lars. Rupert. You have, I guess, been working on something recently. We've talked a bit about it, but I guess I will allow you to explain the
part it over. Thank you very much. Well, many of you would have already seen this, but we've been well documenting it in the community. It was the Sensay EdTech Hackathon. So this is the first hackathon we've run. The reason why we put this together is that we had the new API that we built out, and we really wanted people to design and use their most creative thoughts on how they could use Sensay for their own projects. And we had some really, really amazing projects submitted. And so today we're going to show you some of those projects, or should I say the teams themselves that built them are going to show you those projects. And then we're going to announce the winners later on in the call, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, no, this is a really nice initiative for anyone who's interested in what we do and thinks they have a great use case for us. We actually have our API that makes it available to build out different solutions for different industries based on the Sensay tech stack of creating these chatbots and replicas and actually applying them to different industries. Like this one was around education, but it could be around healthcare, around gaming. It could be anything from matchmaking. It could be to like job hunting, networking, or all the way through to, I guess, some form of like afterlife technology, or even like brand and influencer marketing. So there's about 50 different use cases we know of, but I'm sure there's plenty more out there. And any builders and entrepreneurs are encouraged to get in touch and work with us to build out different ideas on top of our tech stack for themselves. And so yeah, our first hackathon was on education. It ran for I think 6 weeks, or was it? Yeah.
Around about that sort of time. We did a quick extension on the end because we had so many people that wanted to get their builders into the hackathon, and this is just the first of many, right? So this is we've got another one coming up very soon. I don't know if I want to announce the date just yet, but it's coming
next month sometime. Yeah, but it's coming up very soon.
Okay.
And so, yeah, guys, without any sort of further ado, we're going to bring up the four demos today. And we're going to start with Akash from Deshi AI.
Hello, Sensay Community. My name is Akash. I'm the founder of Deshi. I'll just share my screen so it'll be easy for you to understand. Is my screen visible? Yeah, it is. Okay. So my name is Akash, and I am the builder for Deshi. So you can see the words "your company's eternal memory." Very obscure, very hard to understand what I'm going on here. But basically, I'm building on one of the core pitches for Sensei. When you can scroll through the website, you can understand that. Uh, I'll just explain it like this. Imagine if you're working in a corporate environment and a senior level executive or a software developer leaves your company. What happens then? You lose a lot of knowledge that is used to build this internal software, and then a junior or some mid-level engineer comes in and he struggles to understand what is going on. That is what you call as the phenomenon of tribal knowledge walking out of the door. So basically, this results in a lot of bad things. Like you have slow onboarding because your senior talent just walked out. You all obviously lose a lot of knowledge that is not documented in documents, and you could repeat mistakes that were flagged by the senior uh, key employees, and you could repeat them, and that could cost you money in your operations. And obviously, a lot of insights in your business are with them. So when they leave the key insights that are making your business successful. So how do I aim to fix this using Sensei? Well, you see a lot of data these days. Our workspaces are all virtual, and since it is remote, a lot of companies are remote. So you have these workspaces which are virtual. You have them hosted on Slack. You have them hosted on Salesforce. Your employees email between each other. Some companies are also on Discord, and you have Microsoft Teams. You have meetings that you hold on Google Meet or Teams or Zoom. So many things, right? And this is a huge silo of employee data that we can use to train replicas. And what I want to do with Deshi is basically that. So what I built is a knowledge collector bot. This is not connected to Sensei yet. What it does is it collects all the chat logs for a key employee, all the documents they have written, all the mails they're getting in their private email, in their work email, and all in the meetings. Our bot can join in the meeting, and it can transcribe the whole meeting and pick out what conversations they had. And what happens is we filter out the personal stuff, of course, because this is a work replica. We don't want the personal stuff coming in. We store it in our knowledge base, and most of the heavy lifting is handled by Sensei. We automatically train the replicas of these key employees, the senior level employees. And what happens next? You have a replica that is trained every 12 hours, updated with the fresh information. And a junior level employee can interact. Maybe an intern can interact with a senior level employee who is very busy with his work. Can't dedicate a lot of time with him, and he can gain knowledge. He can work more efficiently, avoid some common mistakes, learn about the internal products and workspace rules and everything. And this is basically where we're going in with the edtech, track. Basically, having mentors available on your workspace software all the time. So I'll just show you the demo of how it works. So basically, if I go here, yeah, you sign in. You can add the bot to your Slack workspace. Currently, we only have Slack as a part of the demo, but you can add all of that. I've already added it, so I'll just go to my workspace directly. Yes. And as you can see, I already have a replica, but I'll not go to that for now. Yes. Yeah, so our bot is connected to this workspace, and you can see 2 names here: Akash, that's me, and Shrestha, so that's the other team member So basically, what happened is Shisha is not here, but basically what we're doing is we were role playing as an intern and a senior level person at a company called Traceflow. We were discussing a lot of internal software, and we also had a few mock meetings where we went on talked about the software for 12 minutes. And as you can see our bot has joined the meeting. You can see here another meeting. The bot has joined. It is transcribing the whole meeting. It is learning from basically Shishra because she is the senior level employee. It's learning from it, and her replica is fed the DMs, all the messages, all the conversations she had with me, all the meetings, everything, and we basically made our replica of Shishra. So this is how it works in demo. So in the back end, you can see of couple of being the senior. Yeah. Oh, there's a problem with the. Anyway, this one. We can approach clients how you in this case. So yeah, you can see Shishra is an app and Deshi is also an app. So every replica will be represented as a Slack app, and you can go ahead and talk with the replica directly. You can basically ask what's the best way to pitch, this company Traceflow and its products to new clients. And maybe I'm an inexperienced guy, first day on the job. I can just ask a replica, and you'll get a reply back. It's basically going to Sensay, and the reply is tunneled to the Slack bot, and you can get the whole just the best suggestion. So maybe this was discussed in a meeting sometime long ago, and now we're getting the knowledge back here, right? So yeah, and this is basically what we have built for now, something that automatically trains on your key employees, and you can automatically access it on your Slack workspace. Basically, this is a chatbot, yes, right? But the future is AI agents. So what we want to do with the future of Deshi is basically you can have the AI agents plug into the Sensei's the replica knowledge, and you can train some AI agents and give them some tools like the tool for replying to emails. You can automate some replies. You can also make them join meetings, and they can talk as a Sensei as a replica. And we can also go on some advanced stuff like automating customer service, so they can call and the replica can handle 10 calls at the same time. Yeah, so that would be it for now. That's Deshi. Thank you.
Sorry, I was on mute. That's awesome, Akash. Where did you get the idea for doing Deshi?
Well, I was actually having a tough time deciding on an idea for EdTech. It was like, okay, I make a teacher replica, but that's it. And I went through your website and I thought, this is a great thing. I should build on this. And I was like, okay, what if I can do the corporate stuff and also EdTech? And I thought, yeah, mentors, I've been in a few internships, and having something like this would be great. Having someone 24/7 available to answer my work queries, who has all the knowledge about the company internal stuff. I was worked for like 20 years, and we have all this data. This would be great if you have someone here 24/7. Also, work culture is like global. You have people on one end of the globe working with someone else on the other end of the globe. They might not be available all the time. So yeah, that was my whole thinking. I'll be building up on this. This is a great idea. Thank you.
It's such a cool idea. When we saw it, it immediately ticked like so many boxes that we've been thinking about in terms of like how to use replicas going forward. And yeah, we were super impressed by what you and the team had put together. Dan?
Yeah, great presentation. I think that the idea is fantastic. It's obviously slightly more on the B2B side than directly EdTech, but the mentorship is definitely an interesting angle for it. But the whole way it's put together is just, the idea is fantastic. I'm a big fan too, and yeah, I think it's really great that you've integrated it to useful tools, right? The things people actually use: emails, meeting recordings, and Slack. These are things that we use day to day. So it makes sense from a business perspective that would be a useful tool for as a great starting point. So well done. thank you for the presentation, and we're going to move on to our next presentation, who is Sethu from Genius Mind.
Hi everyone. Cool. Okay, I'm going to start sharing my screen. So, okay, you can see that. Yeah, perfect. Cool. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to be using Excalibur for the presentation. Anyway, so I'm Sethu. Yeah, I'm an AI engineer at a legal AI firm right now, and I used to be at Microsoft working on Azure before, and before that at a really obscure scientific computing department of part of the UK government, essentially building data analysis software on particle accelerators. So anyway, coming to the hackathon for the EdTech, I decided to essentially focus on the students, because the students are the ones who's learning all the time. Anyway, so the problem I'm trying to fix, or like trying to solve, is, let's say you've got a kid, or you've got someone in your house that's a student, and then they come up to you and then say, your brother or like your dad, I have an assignment due tomorrow, and I don't know what to write. And then what do you normally suggest in this day and age? You probably would say something from your mind if it comes to you, if you know what the assignment is about, or you ask ChatGPT. And what I'm trying to do here is not copy paste from ChatGPT essentially. So I'm trying to give the students the originality, the ideas, the perspectives, rather than just the answer. So that's the idea of Genius Minds. Okay, so let's talk about Genius Minds. So I'm gonna just quickly show what Genius Minds is. So this is the landing page for Genius Minds. As you can see, you're learning from history's greatest minds. So what we are actually doing here is I've created 10 replicas. I trained 10 replicas. Essentially, these are the people from the past who have been some of the best human beings in their respective domains. And we got Albert Einstein, Marie Curie, Stephen Hawking, and so on and so on. So you can chat to them individually. That's great. You can ask them questions about their life or their perspectives. So what really here is the key, or an important feature, is the ability to group chat essentially. So I'm gonna get back to the group chat in a bit. So let's take some use cases, right? So this can be, for example, you're writing a history essay. You can get perspective from the history, like the person himself, right, or the person herself. So yeah, you can get it from Nelson Mandela and or Maya. So yeah, there's literally you can have more replicas. You can create more replicas. That's on the roadmap in the future, but that's a possibility. So let's take our science. You've got Einstein, you got Curie, you got Hawking, and philosophy. I put Socrates in here just because I love the way he speaks and his books. So, and then we got art. Yeah. So let's just get right into the demo and then see Genius Minds in action. Cool. So I'm going to start chatting, and I have already started a chat here. So you can see this is a chat. So you can see this is pretty much like a WhatsApp group chat. Left the discussion and joined the discussion. So essentially, I asked a question about should abortion be allowed or not, and yeah, just give me the straight answer. So essentially, they gave a deep answer in their own style, the way they are trained on the data they have seen in the training of the Sensay replica. So they gave some answers. Okay, now it might be if you're a student, you see these answers, you'll be like, yeah, cool, I understand that, but what's really, I think, empowering the student here is being able to take the insights from it. So that's where export notes comes into play. So what you can do here is you can quickly, create a PDF and then use the answers from the group chat to be able to generate a PDF. So you can think of like, I just asked about abortion, right? So you can say like views on abortion, and we generate the PDF. So in here, I'm actually using one of the fastest AI inferences. So it's pretty fast in generating that report. So essentially, if you open the report, you can see code insights. If we go all the way down, so these are some of the stuff that was talked about in the that was talked in the group chat. So if you go to the views on abortion, so you can see. So So you can see abortion should be seen as deeply personal medical decision about bodily autonomy and potential life. So these are some of the points you can take away and put straight in your in your word or like the paper you're writing your essay on, and then start thinking from that point. So it gives you a new perspective on like writing your essays essentially. So yeah, so that's I'll just show you what was already done. It could all be a hard-coded thing, so you wouldn't believe me. So I'm just going to quickly try out actual question here. So let's say we want to know what makes an effective leader in times of crisis, and how do we know the answer to that? Thankfully, we have actual leaders to ask. So we can ask Maya, we can ask Mahatma Gandhi. Let's get rid of Albert and Mary. They're not supposed to be here. So let's get Nelson Mandela. Who else is there? Let's get Socrates for just for fun. Okay, so I've got a group chat here. So I'm going to ask a question. What makes an effective leader in times of crisis? So yeah, now we're using Sensay's API to get the answers. So once all the answers are done, we'll get the response. So I'm just hoping everything goes well because demos usually go wrong. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got an answer. So you can read through this. These are really fun. I actually got my brother introduced to this software, and he's 13 years old. He's just chatting with these AI people, believing them to be like actual people. Anyway, we got some answers here. So we don't want to read through. Let's say you don't want to read through them. You got less time to read through them, and then more time to write the essay. So let's say what's the question? We asked about leadership qualities, is it? Leadership, yeah. What makes an effective leader in times of crisis? So we can get a simplified answer from the discussions, from this various genius minds, straight to our PDF. So we can just open it. So if we go down. Yeah, what makes an effective leader? Effective leader in crisis is a listener who understands unspoken pain and silent struggles. So you can now take these points and write your own story or write your own essay. So yeah, essentially that's Genius Minds. You also got a simple dialogue. Students don't like to type maybe. So yeah, you got that. So anyway, that's pretty much my hackathon solution. Hope you liked it, enjoyed it. I've also got diagrams for technical stuff if anyone wants to implement and whatnot. So yeah, that's pretty much my project.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was a great presentation. Big fan of this one, especially the fact that maybe I'm a big fan of philosophy and like my philosopher, so maybe trying to get some extra brownie points, but unfortunately it wasn't on the scoring cards as much as I do like any time anyone references fun philosophers. Yeah, I always like the idea of having historical figures, really well done, and adding the group chat element as a way of balancing out opinions is a really nice touch and way to do it. Obviously adding the voice message to it at the end is great, but yeah, genuinely very impressed, and it's great to see how that can be done. And you can pull, there's a couple of ways to do it for that as well. You can pull from the existing replicas on the Sensay database, or you can have them created on the platform as well. So really, really nice. I think that would make a fantastic tool for a lot of people as a learning experience. So yeah, very impressed with that one. Brew?
Yeah, Setu, I love the group chat. That was the thing that really stood out. Like it was because there were a number of people that put in historical figures, and it was just like talking to this person, this person. But then when you actually combine it together, and then the ability to ask one question and get like a cohesive answer was really, really cool. And then the other thing that I really liked was the notes. So I know that was pulled together utilizing a different AI, but it was a really cohesive document that was like generated out the end of it, that you could easily see how you would be able to learn and create a dissertation or whatever it is that you want for from the conversation that you had. And I just really like the thought that had gone into that process. So Well done, dude. Like, you'll soon work out whereabouts you hit in the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, well
Yeah.
done.
Thank you very much, both of you. Yeah.
You're
No
welcome.
problem. So up next, we've got Inna from Navi. Or Na-
Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Ina, and I'm delighted to be invited here. And I'm happy to be the part of Sensei active, vibrant community. And I've also seen a couple of very great demos. So today I'm going to present my own. Okay. So let's dive into it. I'm going to present Navi. This is the tool that I have built for the Sensei Hackathon. And now I'm gonna talk a bit about goals and how people reach them, or rather, more often they don't reach them. So often they make new commitments like, I'm gonna start running on Monday, and then they get stuck at buying a new pairs of shoes. Or maybe it's the bad weather on Monday that kills their plan, and Tuesday isn't as cool as Monday for some reason, and they have to wait for the new Monday. So you get the point. This is a bit of an extreme example, but you get it. This is the reality for like a lot of people. And we start like with a powerful intention, like someday I will write a book. And it quickly devolves into like some huge unstructured to-do list, which kills motivation and results in some unfinished work. So it's either it's bad planning, or it's cluttered endless to-do lists, or simply bad environment, or the internet, as in this picture. So for this, I've built Navi. Navi exists to help people overcome like these obstacles. Usually people for this, they try to use a lot of tools. They use app for lists, apps for notes, apps for habits, apps for productivity apps, or whatever. They're supposed to help, but they usually just add more to the clutter, and they create noise, not clarity. To make a shift from that noise to the clarity, I built Navi. Navi is your strategic thinking partner. So how does it work? It's actually beautifully simple. You chat, and Navi just supports your thinking process. It is designed to help you set meaningful goals and, more importantly, focus on the strategy to achieve them. So first you define the goals, then you deeply think with the help of Replica, like on different obstacles or scenarios or milestones to achieve those. And finally, you have this beautiful visualization of the strategy and the goal. So it's not like a chat log, it's actually an interactive dashboard. So under the hood, Navi is a customized Sensei replica. It brings all the great features that Sensei built for its product. It memorizes previous conversations, and the replica will learn based on your conversation and adapt to your thinking patterns. So the more you use Navi, the better it becomes for you. So among other features, you can track progress with Navi. Also, it's been pre-trained on a variety of sources for clear strategic thinking. Also, if you have some image in mind of someone who you would prefer to see as your strategizing partner, so I got your back. You can always make Navi behave and speak like one of the few characters. And of course, you can turn this mode off and switch back to normal when you're done. So this is a very short presentation. I will now move on with a live demo of Navi. You should be able to see the interface now. This is basically, I saved us some time and chatted with the replica before this demo, and it understood from the chat like what goal I have in mind, what I think it takes me to achieve it. So these are different milestones which Navi extracted from our chat and put it here. All important thing that you should think about before moving on, like what can come as an obstacle, how you're going to deal with it, what's the backup plan, what different ways you can change your environment for successful achievement of the goal. And yeah, you can explicitly track progress not only for the main goal but also for any milestone. as you can see here. And the beautiful part is that you can interact both using chat and using the interface, and Navi will understand either input. So for example, I want to update my progress here. Let's say closer than ever. Update. Yeah, and you can see that Navi update the interface has the updated value, and also Navi understood that we are moving on with our goal. So this is it for my short demo. I'll be very happy to answer questions.
I mean, awesome. I need this personally. So it's definitely one of my favorites. Do you see this integrating with something like, I don't know, like a WhatsApp? So instead of directly on the platform, it could, send you daily reminders and or just ask you for progress reports, and then it would update itself as well, just with people who are on the move. Or I mean, I guess it could be as an application, but how do you see people kind of using this the most, like day to day?
Well, I think this would be extremely cool to grow this project into, actually for Navi to have their own Instagram page, like for the Navi replica, for example. And, you subscribe to different, friends or celebrities, but also you subscribe to your own Navi replica. And, you scroll down and you see like, oh, actually, like, you've been doing great like last 2 weeks. So some post generated by Navi just to celebrate a bit your progress, or maybe to remind you of something. So yeah, I think that social media is a great way to develop Navi, and also to build more ways for the users to engage with Navi.
Yeah, I really like that. I think there's a really cool opportunity there to both post and generate a post, and you can even have a I guess a little avatar that could be custom generated for the image as well. That could be showing progress as you do as well. No, but I really like it, like the workflow, the obviously the integration with the chat, and the sort of natural language way of understanding what your goals are. And there's something really sort of powerful in that. And like I said, I definitely need it for myself, so I'm a big fan. Rue?
I was going to ask a question. Have you heard of The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson? It's a book.
No.
Okay. I will send it to you afterwards. This is a great book, and Dan, you'll need this one as well. I was introduced to it when I was about 26 by a business coach I had at the time, and it sticks with me so strongly. And it's all about creating good quality habits, and good quality habits are made from doing little tiny bits every day, continuously. But you've got to have a huge amount of willpower in order to get to that, and having something to just like push you along and help you and coach you through continuously, certainly for me back then, would have been a significant amount of help. And I think the different ways that you could integrate this into daily life, like Dan was talking about, like in WhatsApp, and you were talking through kind of Instagram, any which way that a user can have access to a coach that is going to help them build and form healthy habits, I think it's such a brilliant idea. And I really love the way that you utilize the replica in this to not only kind of chat and create the plan, but then extract all that information out, and you have it visually represented on the right hand side of the screen there. It was super cool, and I could see the thought and the work that you put behind it. So yeah, instantaneously we were like, oh wow, this is a really cool thought, and nothing that we would have thought about when we were thinking sort of education technology. We didn't even kind of cross our mind that you would go down this kind of route. So yeah, it's a great project. Thank you so much for submitting it, and yeah, best of luck. I think we've got one more left now. Have we done?
Yeah. So the last but definitely not least is Law Ihor from Math Coach. Sorry, guys. Having a little bit of technical details there, technical difficulties. I think the guys are just sorting out their microphone or maybe the understanding. In the meantime, I guess just while we check on them to make sure they're okay, I think that there's a couple of questions from the different community just gone through. So these are the finalists from our recent hackathon, and we will have more hackathons throughout the year. So please, please do get involved if you're interested and want to participate. There's a fantastic opportunity to build on top of our API at Sensay to actually create some of these incredible platforms. So really impressed with so far. Okay, let's give this another go. Let's see. How are you guys? Can you hear us?
Oh, okay.
Fantastic.
Yep. Okay. It's Mark Coach.
Hello, guys. We'd like to represent our AI agent for Sensay, which his name is Mav Coach. It's an agent for sports mafia game. It's an intellectual game. We're running and playing offline, and it's mostly the tutorial of this game with the rules, knowledge, quests, and so on. Here we can see game rules, roles, strategies, and so on. And here we can go to our replicas. For example, here is our math coach. It's a coach for these game strategies, and we can ask him for some questions. For example, how many players can play the game? Okay, and as we can see, it's the right answer. Sorry, and what's next?
So say about
here we can see the API integration for Sensay, and also we can add other APIs here. And we can train the models here. As we started this project as a specific project for Mafia game, but later it became something more, because we started to fully integrate the Sensay API.
Okay, it's all, guys.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. I mean, look, we love the idea of the integration of the gaming element into it. I think I talked to someone about this maybe like 6 months ago. It's like so kind of a similar concept around adding support to different games to help people learn about the game, but also as a kind of a mentor and coach while they're playing. So I think there's like a huge opportunity for this in terms of gaming, maybe even gambling, but definitely it's a huge market, a huge opportunity, and really nice solution. So well done, really like it. Right?
Yeah, the thing that caught our eye in this, again, it was like we didn't even think about teaching people how to play games or integrating a coach in this scenario into like a role play or board game format. And Mafia is not a game that I'd come across before. I'd come across it in like the more video game format. And when looking into it, I was like, holy shit, this is a game that I'd really like. What you can't see behind me is that my entire wall is full of board games. So I love board games of all different types. And so the idea of utilizing a replica to help me play better and beat my friends and my peers at board games was actually like a hugely interesting one. And there's there's a massive market, even things like Dungeons and Dragons, right? Creating dungeon masters out of replicas to help you play the game is a huge opportunity, a huge market that as far as I'm aware, has not been tapped upon just yet. So you really opened our eyes on this one as to like a new market of opportunity, and I just really liked the game and your approach to it. You guys submitted your build very early on in the hackathon, and that made me feel good because I was worried at one stage that we weren't going to get any builds, and then we had loads. So no, it was great. It was really awesome. Thank you so much for participating.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you guys. Great job. So we're going to bring everyone up. So in total, we actually had 56 builds for the hackathon, and we've narrowed it down to the final 4 that we just demonstrated. And there was also a community vote at the end, and the community vote was really interesting. And we actually have a winner from the community vote, which wasn't demonstrated today, but in itself had a great part of social engagement, and which is also super important for anyone building an application or any kind of business these days. So the winner of the community champion is NeoLearn, and we haven't got confetti. We need confetti at some point.
We need some more. We need more sound effects and confetti and that kind of stuff.
So the community champion is NeoLearn. They had 101 upvotes, winning the community and showing how powerful great ideas and great promotion can be. So huge congratulations to the team, and we'll be in touch to arrange prizes. But now for the, another very fun announcement. So I guess I don't know, how do you want to do it? Should we go top down or bottom up?
No, we're going to go bottom up. It's going to be very easy to work out who gets at the top, but. It was difficult because we've already got so much cash that we want to give out to people, and we really want to support developers as much as possible. And we will be speaking to all of you guys subsequent to this. But I think let's go for it, Dan. In fourth place, we have.
Fourth place is Deshi AI. So Akash, thank you very much. I mean, great work, honestly. Really appreciate it, and I'm definitely going to be chatting to you about that afterwards because I'm super fascinated in what you've done there. Yeah. Coming up next in third place is
you're going to have to say Genius Minds. There we go.
Well done,
Sensay. That was awesome. Yeah, we really loved that. So now up into the final 2. Number 2, Dan.
No, I mean we can't do that. We've got to build a bit of drama and suspense, and then say the winner. But apparently we've been told to make this as fun and exciting as possible. But the overall winner, and therefore the runner-up. So the overall winner, in the end, we decided for us really resonated because we could see the application, we could see the potential growth of it. We could understand the market potential and basically and see how it could be used, not just because of our API, but also the possibilities for it in the future. And because of that, it was very, very tight, by the way, we have to say this. The winner we went for in the end was Math Coach. So well done, guys. And Navi as a second place, incredible, still like super, super close. And it was a hot debate in the team to figure out how to actually score these all. But very well done to the Math Coach and actually everyone here. Everyone's walking away with prizes. And this is our first sort of big online hackathon, so it's really great to actually have everyone participate and get involved in this. So well done to everyone. Thank you so much for participating and joining. We're going to talk to you all about quite a few things anyway, because we were just blown away by the quality. Honestly, thank you all for participating in that.
Yeah, huge congratulations, guys. Looking forward to chatting more in the finalist Telegram chat after this. But well done.
So great job, guys. We've got just a few more.
Thank you for the event, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Love it. Loved every part.
Looking forward to the next one.
So wait.
Yeah, by all means, get involved in it as well. Okay, so we're going to move on to some very quick community questions. I know we're running a bit out of time, and so if Lars is still around, we'll bring Lars back up to run through a couple of them. We haven't got, I don't think, too many today, but congratulations to all the hackathon participants. I think there was 180 hackers in total, 56 builds, and obviously the quality at the end was phenomenal. I mean, I know it went around a few times as to how to pick the best one, and yeah, I mean, they all are, very.
It was yeah, just to touch on it, it was a totally mathematical process. So we have a huge spreadsheet of every single build all that was submitted, and every single one was ranked and gauged based on the judging criteria. And it took myself and Michaela, our head of API, a really long time. So we spent we do look at every single build, we answer every single question, and it took a lot of detail, but yeah, we recognize how much effort you guys put in, so we need to do the same.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's move on. We'll get a couple of questions up, and then we'll wrap up for the day. So if there are any last minute questions for everyone, just pop them on Twitter or Telegram or LinkedIn or YouTube. Let's
Chief, yeah. Do you envision a future where AI avatars are monetized, like creators earning for conversations content?
Lars, this is like an alt account for you. He writes like you.
Yeah, I see that. It writes like I read it.
Yes. Maybe not directly through Sensay. I think maybe as one of an API use cases. So when it comes to brand and influence marketing, it's definitely an opportunity. Maybe not through Sensay, I guess more for business use case. If there are not necessarily creators, but maybe like coaches or specialists who want to create an extension of themselves that they can then license out. So I can definitely see that happening. And then yeah, sure, by extension, creators and even celebrities as a way of, we've talked about that a lot before, as a way of engaging with fans and licensing out their chatbots to their fan base to interact with. So maybe we'll do a celebrity and influencer hackathon at some point. I think that could be quite good fun.
That was so. We actually don't have a lot of questions. Most was about the hackathon, I see. But one thing I do want to remind everybody: remember to join our quest segment. There is over 20,000 in value within the quest segment until the 30th of September. So it is a good time to come in and join everything. Oh yeah, how much coffee did we actually drink at the offsite, Dan? Especially espressos.
How many coffees? Our biggest expense. Our biggest expense was coffee because, well, no, not really, but one of the sizable expenses coffee is because of the amount of Italians we have in the team, and so yes, coffee was a sizable expense for a week of being in Serbia. I think that there's one last quick question, and
you do have here: is there a chain? Is there on-chain voting or DAO model incoming?
So it's interesting. I think we hadn't really had plans for a DAO model specifically for Sensay directly. There may possibly be an opportunity with the Sensay Island, and also with these hackathons. I think that obviously we've got the main voting criteria for scoring, and then a community vote. But there may also be a Sensay token holder vote, which might also be another nice way to aspect. But that could be the start of certain votes for a DAO. But we don't currently have a DAO model for the token that would offer any kind of governance. We just have the staking platform and the ability to pay for subscriptions and services via the Sensay token on our platform. But with that, I think we're slightly over time today. I want to say thank you to Rupert and Lars. I want to say thank you to all of the participants who joined today. Some really incredible presentations, and really excited to continue the conversations with them and see what happens in the next hackathon as well, which some details will be coming out very soon. For anyone who is new here, you can find us at Ask Sensay on all channels, on all the different social media, and myself at Sensay Dan. But feel free to get involved in our community, get into our Telegram groups, our Discord groups, join myself and Lars, and be a part of the conversation. Talk to us on Twitter, and as always, we wouldn't be here without the support of the community. So thank you all for joining very much, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Good night.
In the next few years, millions of experienced employees will leave the workforce. When they go, their knowledge, the stories, the systems, the silent genius goes with them. And today's hires want more than a handbook. They want mentorship on demand, but can't find it. Meet Sensay. Sensay preserves your most valuable asset, your people's expertise, by creating intelligent, always available replicas, built from how they think, speak, and solve problems. Sensay captures their expertise and turns it into a living, searchable source of wisdom. More than knowledge capture, this is wisdom on demand. Sensay gives your organization something it's never had before. Scalable, personalized wisdom, available 24/7. Sensay answers the repeat questions and shares what used to be locked in people's heads, so your team can get back to what they do best: leading, building, creating. Sensay's the smartest investment you can make in your business. Build your replica. Build your future.